Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Giselle, and in today's video I wanted to do a little get ready with me and chat about any TTC updates that I may have, because I know I haven't done one in a pretty long time. So yeah, stick around if you're interested. So how are you ladies doing? I know it's been a while since I've done a TTC update, and I just wanted to sit here, get a little bit, ready and talk to you about it because a lot has been going on since my last update. I think my last update was a couple months ago, and I did mention that I don't even remember what I mentioned in that video, but a lot has happened. And if you have not seen the video that I posted of my husband's testimony or what he has been going through, I suggest you go and check that out at the end of this video. So if you have not seen that video that I posted, long story short, we had COVID in August. My husband was not recovering well. End of August, first week of September, my husband was complaining of abdominal pain. And of course, he was still having a lot of post-COVID symptoms. We ended up going to the hospital. I ended up taking him to the emergency room for the abdominal pain he was having. And come to find out, he ended up having a tumor in his small intestine, which we were not aware of. So this pain that he was having ended up causing a lot of abdominal pain, ended up flaring up his whole digestive system basically. And in the CT scans, it showed that he had a mass, which we did not know what it was, if it was cancerous, if it was not. And if you're wondering, I am using a hydrating face primer. It's a mattifying primer from Unique. A lot of the products that I'll be using in this video are from Unique, so if you're interested, I will link them below. But yeah, so he ended up having to get surgery. He had a blood clot, all that kind of stuff. Ended up getting surgery to have it removed. It was cancerous, and now we're dealing with the post stuff, right? Like, thank God he doesn't have to do chemo or radiation or anything like that, but he does have to go on a medicine to kind of prevent any future tumors from growing. So that's where we're at. But this has changed our TTC journey significantly. I think from my last video, I think I remember mentioning that I was gonna get the egg retrieval first and go from there, basically have the egg retrieval and then have his sperm extraction happen, which is the procedure that he was gonna get originally. I am going in with an anti-aging concealer and I'm just kind of blending it all in. I'm not perfect at makeup, so don't judge me if I'm doing something wrong. I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning. So this has completely changed our whole TTC journey, or plan, I should say. Not journey, because we're in this journey together. But I think originally what was supposed to happen was I get the egg retrieval, then he gets the TC or MESA procedure, and then we go from there. But that has changed. He's having to go under this, having to do this medication, which is considered like oral chemo. It's not chemo, but they consider it oral chemo. So he has to do that. And before he gets started on any kind of medication, they did advise that we go ahead and continue or get things ready from our end when it came to IVF or trying for a family. After talking to the pharmacist at the clinic that we're currently going to, he did suggest that we kind of go in the route of getting the procedure done, freezing some samples from his end, because there is not a lot of known research or clinical trials for this particular medication when it comes to having babies. For women, they know for a fact that they should not be getting pregnant during this medication, and I mean women who are taking this medication. For men, on the other hand, there hasn't shown or haven't seen any kind of changes in women getting pregnant naturally, of course. But to be on the safe side, you know. And of course, we already have to do IVF, was one of our options before any of this happened. I'm going in with a spray foundation from Unique. This is in the color Khaki. Love the spray foundation. It kind of gives you like an airbrush finish. It's super lightweight, and I've been wearing this a lot lately. I've been doing this whole combination for a while, and I've been using my beauty blender versus using brushes. I kind of learned to use beauty blenders, and I'm starting to really like it. So at first it kind of feels cold, but it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful finish to this foundation. So yeah, so we are in that process, and so we had to get things moving faster than what we had anticipated. My thing was, I want you to be 100% before going into anything baby related, because it's my husband. I want him to make sure he's fine, and he is doing very good. He is, I want to say, almost 2 months post-op, almost 8 weeks post-op. He's doing great. He's getting back into his swing of things, and you would not think that he had surgery, because he's actually doing a lot better from ever since he had COVID. I thank God, you know, I did mention that in my video. Thank God COVID was like a blessing in disguise. Like, we would have never found out about this tumor if he hadn't gotten COVID. Like, we would have been going on with life as usual, and God knows how bad it would have been after the fact. They advised us to go ahead and get the freezing done of his samples, and then I'll do IVF treatment next year. So that's where we're at. I didn't expect it to be that quite fast. Am I nervous? A little bit. He has his surgery this week. Hopefully I get to post this video up this week before his surgery. I'm just going in with a little bit of pressed powder. But yeah, I am a little nervous. Again, all of these expenses are coming out of pocket. Insurance is not covering anything. All the programs that we have tried to go through are not, you know, we don't qualify for them basically. So that's where we're at. And we're just praying, you know, to God, like, God, take the wheel. We have established a GoFundMe account because right now medical bills are coming in faster than we can even blink. It's crazy the amounts of bills that someone can acquire just by being 1 day in the hospital. And my husband was 2 weeks in the hospital. So we are literally like trying our hardest to work at everything that we've got and kind of just take 1 day at a time and leave it all in God's hands, that he knows what he's doing. And yeah, so I'm going in now with a bronzer, and I like this bronzer because it's not too crazy. Some bronzers are like real crazy. I tried another bronzer one time a while back and it was just like too much, but this one's really light and it's really nice color to it, and it's not too crazy. It's not like super dark on my face. But am I upset that I have to do IVF? I know I've mentioned in some videos that I'm praying for a miracle. God can still do a miracle, guys. You know, that's the thing with God. Like, we just have to wait on his time. And even though this seems like crazy that we're having to do all this, like, you know, like not rushing, I don't want to say rushing because it is what it is, right? And I want my husband to make sure that he's okay health-wise. I don't want to rush him into anything like baby-wise, because I told him, like, we got this procedure done and then we'll let time heal what needs to heal, and when we're ready we'll do IVF. I'm going with a little blush, I'm sorry. But yeah, And so I'm not mad. I know that God can still do a miracle in our lives. But like, I watched in a sermon this morning, and in this sermon it was Elevation Church, and the sermon's called, if I can link it below, I will, because it touched me. It said, "I'm annoyed, but I'm assigned." So he started off by saying, "I'm annoyed." He was talking about Paul and Silas, and he was basically talking about this woman who was annoying Paul. And even though we feel annoyed at certain situations in our lives, God has assigned us for such a time or for such situation to help someone else. And Paul had this vision, right, of going to this place, and he had a vision of a man, and everybody he encountered was a woman. And he's like, what the heck, like, I'm encountering women, and in my vision I saw a man. But while Paul and Silas were chained and imprisoned, they did see the guard, and the guard ended up, you know the whole story. The guard ended up, giving his life to Christ and so forth. And so sometimes we get annoyed at the certain situations that we're facing, but we can't forget the assignment. God gave Paul an assignment. He gave him a vision of a man who needed his help, who needed God in his life. And at the end of the day, that man did receive God in his life. So I'm thinking about it that way. I'm annoyed with certain things that are going on. I'm annoyed with certain things within my TTC journey, within the people that are surrounding me. And I'm like, God, I don't see you in it. I don't see you working in my favor. But I have to keep reminding myself, I'm assigned. If I'm assigned to this journey, if I'm assigned to go through this IVF process, I know that at the end of the day, I am here to help someone else. And even if it's just to help one person, then that's the one person I'm gonna help. And that's how I've taken it in these past few days. But today's message kind of just confirmed it for me, basically. So it's one of those things that, we just have to go through it and pray to God to give us a guidance, in the midst of the situation that we might be going through or facing, and just go from there, right? Let God be the one to guide us and kind of, just give us peace, in this process, because at the end of the day, I know God will come through, and if it's for me to help someone else out in this Christian community with this IVF process, then so be it. Alright, so I went in with a little bit of mascara, which is our Twisted mascara, and then I went in with a lipstick, with a matte lipstick, which is Warm Hearted, which is a very pretty, like, almost like mauve kind of look. It's really pretty. I don't know when I will start my IVF treatments. Maybe sometime in January or February, I will probably do my part. But for now, this week, we will have his surgery. So if you're interested in knowing how his procedure went, I can try to either film that day or do like an after video with any kind of questions you may have. Also, let me know down below if your husband has had a TC or MESA procedure. How did it go? What were the outcomes? What were the results? Are you pregnant? Did you have your miracle baby? Let me know all that stuff below, because I like to read that kind of stuff. And I'm also looking at other videos, or trying to find other videos here on YouTube that kind of go around that topic, and I really don't find a lot, except more of doctors talking about the process or the procedure. So yeah, if you have any insight or you've gone through this as well as I have, let me know down below. I'm interested in hearing. And yeah, so I asked just for prayers for my husband, so that he can get this procedure done and have a full recovery, or a speedy recovery, and continue praying for his health. He is doing better, and every day I can see that he is doing better. We are going through still a lot of appointments, and just facing it as best as we can, and thinking positive through this whole entire journey, because we are so grateful to God that he has gotten us this far. And yeah, so like I said, comment down below if you have any questions or any outcomes for your own procedures, let me know. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up so I can reach other women in this TTC journey as well. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that link below, hit the subscribe button, and join my YouTube fams for any future TTC updates that I may have on this channel. So I hope that you guys all have a blessed day, evening, morning, weekend, whenever you're watching this, and be safe out there, all right? Bye.